Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday, where we drink the finest whiskey and we argue about the internet's most important topics.
Except for next week.
What?
We're gonna do something different next week.
What are we doing next week?
You're gonna have to come back next week to find out.
So suspenseful.
Dun, dun, dun.
What? Thank you for taking the time to like our video. Thank you for taking the time to subscribe to us. We appreciate it, and we're trying to change things up, I guess, to make things better for you. So we appreciate all of you guys who are always taking the time to comment on our thing. Andy, I'm talking to you, man. I appreciate you. So thank you for commenting and appreciating the content we put out.
Yep, hit that subscribe, share it with somebody else, and we would love that. Into today's topic.
Yeah, what is today's topic? I've forgotten already. I know I've written down things. We're filming this on a Wednesday, actually, which is surprising because we always film it on a Monday.
Yeah, we apologize for missing last week. It's just been,
Yeah.
honestly, it's been one of those weeks,
apologize.
and I am really looking forward to drinking some whiskey. It's been one of those weeks.
That's right.
So, speaking of whiskey, today I have one of my all-time favorites, and I am super excited. I've been trying not to build this up.
All-time favorite.
I have what I think you're gonna think about it, but I want to tell you because I want you to have your own.
Okay.
I guess I'll let you form your own thoughts.
Let me, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't leading at all.
No, but this is one of my all-time favorites. This is Old Forrester 1910.
Old Forrester.
So why don't you pour it while I tell you a little bit about this. So
That boy open.
Old Forrester was formed in 1870. Thought I'd just give you a little very brief history of how old the company is. This whiskey, the story behind this whiskey is in October 22nd of 1910, fire on the bottling line halted production of Old Forrester. The barrels got burned up on the outside, so they re-barreled them into another set of barrels.
Okay.
And what came from that was this amazing, unique whiskey that's been double barreled. So it's a double it's a double oaked whiskey.
Double oaked up on a Tuesday afternoon, huh?
It's something like that. So this is 93 proof. The original was 100 proof. So to me, this is right in that perfect wheelhouse of proofness.
Okay.
I like that between 90 and 100. This kind of is my favorite spot. So yeah, this is one of my favorite flavor profiles, and I see that you poured me about twice what you poured yourself. So
yeah, I knew you were having a rough day.
I appreciate the heavy pour. So all right, definitely
smells really great.
Smells oaky.
All right. Oh, dude.
What do you think?
Yeah, this is oaky. I like it. I'm an oaky fan.
Yeah.
So
knowing that you're
that
you're a big fan of oakiness.
It's smooth, oaky, and what's great is the aftertaste is a little bit of that like sweetness.
Get sweetness, yep.
So it comes in hard with the oak, smacks you, which I like, and then it goes down real smooth, and then you get that like sweet kind of
caramel, honey, vanilla.
Mm-hmm. That's all in the aftertaste.
To me, this.
Oh yeah.
This is probably of the ones we've done. This is going to be my highest rated. I think this might get the highest rating from you.
Up on mine too.
The fact did you just swish it around in your mouth?
I did just swish it around my mouth like it was mouthwash.
Mouthwash? That was weird.
I'm sorry, guys.
That was
a little weird. I like the flavor. I gotta say, it's up there for me. This
is I put it in my top three. I don't know what my top one is, to be honest. But I have a top three.
It's cool. This came from an accident.
And this is right. This is one of my top three, which means that I have kind of three that are just my go-to. They're the bottles that I finish first. This is one of the ones that I always finish first because
ironic.
So good.
All right. All the Neomags in our shop are being burnt right now at the moment. You're like, we got to fix this. You come up with a good solution, you fix it, right? And because of the fire that went through the Neomag shop comes a better product, right? That's what happened here.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Take something that was already good and then double oak it, double barrel it.
Wow. That's cool.
So I'm really excited to hear what your rating is.
All right.
So far, I think, what's the highest rating you
Highest
give?
has been 9.5, I think.
No, you haven't given anything a 9.5.
No?
No.
I thought it was the 1776 was my highest.
I think it is, but I don't think you gave it a 9.5.
Yeah.
I have to go back and look. I thought you maybe gave it like a 7.5 or 8 or something like that.
No, I don't. I think I'd give it higher than that. I'm gonna give this 9.5. It's up there for me.
I figured this would be your highest.
It is.
I think that's your highest.
I don't know if people can just bottle oaky flavor. This is pretty close to that. I've been tempted. I like oak so much. I've been tempted to like get some
just
oak.
buy a barrel and
Oak,
just chew on the staves.
Toothpicks and like I don't know. I like the flavor of oak.
This is so good.
It's good stuff.
It's one of my all-time favorites. You really can't go wrong. It's not a crazy priced whiskey either. I want to say it's like,
Oh, good.
I could be wrong here, but like between 50 and 60 or something like that. So
That's good, man. That's a pretty good price. I'd buy this. Obviously, you'd buy it again.
yeah, it's a must-have.
A Fire on Whiskey Row. That sounds like a grade school book.
It does.
Yeah. Something like the Hardy Boys would get into. Hardy Boys, Fire on Whiskey Row.
Yeah, it's interesting just kind of thinking about the, I guess, science behind
Yeah.
it. It's interesting to think about what a second barreling does. And I was trying to look here to see if they said how long each barreling is, but it's interesting that going into a new barrel creates that much more new flavor.
Yeah. Now,
Which I guess it makes sense. There's only so much you can get
they
out
don't
of.
char the outside of the barrels every time, do they?
No, the inside.
I wonder if that did anything for the original flavor.
Well, the question is when those barrels were on fire, the heat that was
Yeah.
around it for however long, it's probably
Charred
hours.
the barrels.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I'd love to taste that.
so
Maybe we can start barreling our own whiskey.
okay.
And then we'll tie a barrel to the back of your car so it has massive temperature swings and agitation all the time and see what that looks like.
That's what the idea of that.
The boat, right?
Of the
Yeah.
ones at sea. What was that?
Not remember that company.
I can see the bottle.
Yep.
The Ocean series is what they are.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So that's the whole idea is that it's in a boat and it's
just agitating the whole
always
time, and
sloshing
there's the
Yeah.
temp swings and everything. So
Cool. Ready to get into our topic today?
I am.
So today we are discussing something that is kind of controversial at least between us two, but in the gun industry and the industry of self-defense, and that is, should you carry non-lethal?
Yeah.
Or should you just stick with your handgun or hands or whatever you might want to do? So that's the topic for today. And did you go first last week or did I go first?
I think I went first last week.
I'll go first this week. I've got some points to make.
So you're taking the side of that.
Yeah.
You should not.
I'm taking the side of you should not carry non-lethal. You should not. Yes, that's not a double negative. You should not carry non-lethal. That's the point that I take. And the reason for this, my first and primary point is we have so many things in life that request real estate on our belts or our pants, and to add another thing to that is a lot. You really need to evaluate if non-lethal has the value to fight over that real estate for you. And as important as it is to save your life, there's a lot of other things that you might find valuable there. So that's one of my first points on that. Another one of my points is I think that carrying non-lethal, because of the lack of severity of consequences and because of just human nature, could also give you a false sense of protection, but also a false confidence, right? And the effectiveness of a non-lethal is questionable because, tasers don't always work. Pepper spray works both ways, especially if you're not excellent at using it. And so I think that it can give this false sense of protection. So trying non-lethal and it not working could actually escalate a situation over just learning your verbal jiu-jitsu and using your words to maybe drop a situation down. I'm sure there's moments in life where the situation obviously depends on what's happening, but there's moments in life where words certainly can do more than pepper spray. So,
sticks and stones.
Yeah, words will harm you.
Yeah.
They just don't let people tell you wrong there. So, the last thing that I really think you should realize is non-lethal. The whole point in non-lethal is to knock people off their game, right? So tasers are meant to shock your body into doing things that it's not used to doing, disrupting that OODA loop. Isn't that what they call the OODA loop? It disrupts the OODA loop, right? And they're disruptive tools. And the concept of disrupting is that you can break contact, right? So for us civilians, for law enforcement, it's a totally different application. So the way that I see non-lethal is I am using non-lethal as a disruption tool. And I have many other tools in my arsenal. And I think one of the things we kind of didn't discuss is, are flashlights non-lethal, or are they just the utilization? So at night, a flashlight is a good disruption tool that I carry. I don't have one attached to my gun, so I can pull that out and use it. And it's already in my belt line. And I also have my words as a good disruption tool, and my movements as a good disruption tool. So, like, if we're talking break contact, those are what I'm going to go to first.
You sound like an anti-gunner.
Do I?
I got my words.
It does kind of sound like an anti-gunner.
I don't need no guns or
if they have
pepper
one
spray,
thing correct,
I have my words.
It's your words can do things.
I had somebody tell me once, I'm not going to say who, I know he doesn't watch this. He told me that if somebody ever broke into their house at night, that they would sit them down and talk them through whatever it is that they're going through.
His backup plan is to give him a mom lecture?
Yes, he has his words.
Could you imagine walking in and you're getting ready to rob some dude and he's like, hey, grab a seat on the couch, son. We need to talk.
Like, whoa.
Whoa,
Stop.
whoa.
Sit.
Yeah, we're gonna need to talk, mister.
Yeah. That's...
Man, I'd take that guy's jewelry just because he did that. I'd be like, all right.
Do you see videos of home invasions? It is violent.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That sounds like somebody who's never been punched in the face before.
It's 100% that person's never been punched before.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me give you reasons why I think you should carry non-lethal. And I actually have a point that you didn't bring up that I'm going to use against myself and give to you later.
Oh, man, that's pretty nice of you.
All right, so the first one is...
Give a mood today.
Is that we should have a method between words and lethal force. It should be our absolute last-ditch effort is to bring out lethal force. I really do not want to kill somebody.
No.
Really do not.
Nobody really wants to. Yeah.
I think, let's be honest, I think we have, and I'm saying a collective we in this, in the firearm industry, I think we have this romantic thing in our minds where we're like, the bad guy comes in and we're going to mow him down and then everybody's going to be cheering for us and then we're going to be high-fiving on the way out and then every day from there on forward, people high-five you, hey, great job, Jim, you saved everybody. No. That's not how it's going to go. It is...
You call him Jim?
Well, the guy might be Jim. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Jim saved everybody's life.
Jim saved everyone's life.
But Jim didn't carry... He went straight to...
Everybody except for one person's
He went straight to lethal...
That's your point, right?
Force and killed somebody that he absolutely is going... Like, we're all going to court. Justified or not, you're going to court and you're going to have to justify what you did. And in some states, that's even going to be even more brutal than others.
Talking to you, California.
So, so we need something between verbal and lethal force. And sure, we can use our hands, we can fight, but if there's one thing that I've learned from the little bit of force and force we've done is I really don't want to get in a fight.
Fighting's not fun.
It is not fun. You are going to get punched. You are going to get stabbed. You're probably going to get shot if there's a gun involved. Right. It is
especially if you run it.
It is a brutal thing, and I'm not well trained enough. I hope that I'm deadlier than whoever I get in a fight with, but I don't know how that's going to happen and I don't know how it's going to land until I actually get into a sprawl with that person. I don't want to find out then.
Yeah. You don't know what they know.
Right.
Yeah.
So, with that said,
Their skills are secretive.
to pepper spray somebody or taser somebody or whatever it is, you're going home that night.
Right.
Right?
It's an assault charge.
You are going to get an assault charge.
Absolutely.
But you're not going to jail. Mm-hmm. It's just, now, Illinois, New York, you probably are.
Yeah.
But you're going to be in a way better position than if you shot and killed somebody. So,
Certainly.
or stabbed somebody and killed
Yes.
them. So that's the number one thing. We should have some kind of intermediate, what's the term that we use? For a force
multiplier?
Force multiplier. That's
Force multiplier.
This is a force multiplier.
Okay.
This is something to make me more
Than what you are.
than what I am.
Oh, man.
Okay, number 2 point
All right.
is it is just an item to buy space and time. This
Yes.
is, I think we also train so much with firearms that we're like, end the fight. And so we're so used to being trained to end the fight.
Yeah.
Non-lethal is not meant to end the person. It's to end the fight and get yourself the ability to get away and let them deal with whatever situation they're dealing with now that you sprayed them in the eyes or
That's right.
shocked them and then they peed their pants or something. You could stand over them and laugh at them at that point.
What if you pee their pants?
That'd be, that's probably assault.
Okay.
That's probably another assault
That's
charge.
another assault charge. Got it. All
Don't
right.
pee on the person
Moving on.
that just peed themselves. I'm going to go ahead and make that statement. Do not do that.
Greg's advice for the day.
Okay. Then the last thing that I have is that it is legal in most states. Unfortunately, I couldn't even say that non-lethal is legal to carry in every state, which is ridiculous. It's crazy to say that, but
That's
it is
something we don't even have to argue.
But non-lethal
That's stupid.
is legal in more states than firearms are,
Right.
in more places than firearms are. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could, if you're going into New York, you decide to leave your firearm at home, you could stop at a gas station somewhere and pick up pepper spray.
Probably. Yeah.
And then when you go to leave, you pitch it, you're out $30 or whatever. But at least you had something between, because in those cases, it's
yeah.
fight, flight, or
Yeah.
what else you have? That's something I think about every now and then. If we travel somewhere where we can't bring guns,
Absolutely.
I always think about that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I never had, but I always think, I'm like, I should stop somewhere and see if I can at least get some pepper spray or I don't know.
Wasp spray.
Wasp spray, yeah.
Dude, could you imagine?
So those are my 3 big reasons why we should have non-lethal on us. Now, I'm going to throw something at you, and then I actually have another thing I'm surprised you didn't bring up. So,
Man.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm helping you out here. So, I think one of the issues that we have with carrying non-lethal is the lack of technological advancement in non-lethal is not as great as what firearms are.
Yeah.
It's
They got like the pepper ball guns. It's like the newest kind of thing. Like you're gonna carry that too.
You're gonna carry that.
Yeah. They make them. They're like.
Are you gonna carry that and a lethal gun?
Well, that's my struggle. Yeah.
You're gonna cross-draw them both and be like, which one you want?
Yeah. Do you want the 9, or you want the 30 cal?
Yeah, probably.
40 cal. I don't know what they are. They're like giant.
With 30 cal.
Yeah. You want the 9mm or the 14mm?
So I think if there was more technology advancements in non-lethal that made us feel better about it, and I'm not saying that there isn't,
Right.
but to carry both, and I agree with you, to carry both is a lot.
It's a lot.
All right, so
Walking around like Rambo.
I wrote down a couple things that you said that I was gonna fight back with you about a little bit. So
Yeah, what'd you think?
So you say that carrying non-lethal gives you a false sense of protection,
Yes.
and you use that as a point to not.
Yep.
Couldn't you say the same thing about firearms?
Certainly could.
So what's the solution to that?
Don't carry non-lethal.
So should you not carry a firearm if it gives you a false sense
So
of
the
protection?
difference is the consequences of the firearm are so steep, right, that utilizing them is a last-ditch effort. But, and I couldn't find any stats on this, I actually did a little looking on this, but the number of times that pepper spray has resulted in an assault charge because it was unjustified use of force, if you will, is I found a few cases online about that, but I couldn't find any good stats on justified or unjustified. But like we all know, like using pepper spray, you already carry it because the consequences are lower. And in my opinion, and the way I personally believe, is that like when I'm carrying a gun, getting in a fight isn't even an option for me, right? Yeah. I'm not even like verbally going to conflict with you. I am the most pansy kind of person. You start picking a fight with me, I'm out.
You're right, I suck.
Yeah,
that's my response.
You're right, I suck. I'm out. Or let me buy you a drink, whatever. It's not happening. And to carry pepper spray on top of that, to me, feels like another step towards, oh, well, I could pepper spray the dude and get out. Like, I know that, like, if you carry it, you need to understand that this should be, like, an inch before you need to use your gun, and you just decided to you needed 15 feet, right? To make more appropriate, non-in-the-moment decisions. That's what I think is a good use for pepper spray in civilian, world. There's a guy following you into a parking garage, and he's like, grabs your arm, pepper spray, right? Because you need the distance. It's not like it's kosher to walk around in a parking garage with a gun. People are going to think that you're the bad guy. That's how I kind of think of non-lethal, is this world of like, the consequences aren't quite high enough that like most people think of them as like a last-ditch effort. It could be like the thing you use to get your annoying neighbor off your lawn. And I think that that's kind of dangerous to add to people's arsenal. As long as they have the right mindset.
Yeah, I agree that people need to understand the consequences of using non-lethal. It's likely you are going to get an assault charge for that.
Yeah.
So you still need to have a good reason to do it.
Which, from what I found, could just be a fee. And yeah, I know a few people I'd pay a fee to pepper spray them. Straight up. I'd be like, here's $500. Get over here.
You walk into court, you're guilty, you just slide over a check.
Worth it. So, yeah.
Yes,
you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, it costs you $150 for court costs or whatever, and you just...
Yep, worth it.
Misdemeanor.
Totally worth it. See the look on that guy's face, and I like... Worth it.
Worth it.
That's why I don't carry pepper spray.
Did you call 911 and you report yourself for the...
Hey, this guy's about to get pepper spray.
Hey, I'm already a pepper spray guy. I just want to turn myself in.
What are the fines for that in this area? $800? Can you do $750?
That's hilarious.
What's your other point?
You had said something about how you need verbal jujitsu and stuff like that. And
yeah.
And the way that you were saying that, you were alluding to that carrying non-lethal is a replacement for that, and that's not at all, I think, what I'm going after here. Like,
you don't think so?
No, verbal.
Yeah, I agree.
Verbal's first.
Giving you a chance to say.
Well, first step is avoid any place that
dark alleys.
You see yourself getting into
big dudes at the bar.
Yeah, just avoiding and being aware of your surroundings are the first stage. Second stage is verbal jujitsu, knowing how to disarm the other person verbally.
Paying attention to your surroundings.
Make mom jokes, that sort of thing.
That's right.
Like, tear them down from the inside.
That's right.
And then...
break them down from their childhood. No fines for that.
Then there's this opportunity for non-lethal. And actually, here's another point that I can't believe you didn't bring up. So I tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to pause the video. I'm going to tell Dusty, and then Dusty's going to argue this with me. So we'll be right back.
So, I have another point, and it's a wonderful point.
You do? What point is this?
And I have to tell you, Greg, you are so wrong. Here's why, okay? If you're using non-lethal, and you decide to use non-lethal, but you should have used lethal, you're going to get killed in the streets. Because you should have used lethal, because you were already in a fist fight, and you decided to pull out pepper spray to try and disperse the person fighting you, and you pepper sprayed him, and he looked at you like you did nothing to him. And then he hit you across the head with a baseball bat, and you die. That's a scenario in which I think that you should probably have used your gun and not pepper spray. So.
The only time you're going to have to think about it is just a fraction of a second in those situations. You're going to have you're going to have a fraction of a second to think about what force do I need for this. Because, to your point, you don't know, even if that person doesn't have a weapon,
right?
you don't know what they're capable of after you get knocked out.
No.
You don't know what's going to happen when you fall back when you get knocked out.
Right.
But man, I have a hard, like you're going to have a hard time in court, and this is what sucks. You're going to have a hard time in court justifying that you shot somebody when they didn't have a weapon because you were afraid of getting knocked out.
Also,
that is going to be a very hard thing to defend.
Especially if you're a big dude, right? If you're a big dude,
like you're gonna have no problem. They're gonna be like, oh,
wimpy little guys. They're like, I'm telling you, this guy was like this big and like this big, and he came at me and he was like, I'm gonna kill you, and I was like, bah, bah, bah. But
I mean, somebody as bulk and strong as me.
When you look like Greg, they're gonna be like, couldn't you have just like flicked him? Boop. Then like, sir, you need to calm down. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
But the other aspect to that is, I was wondering, if you had non-lethal on you and you shot somebody, is that going to be used against you in the court of law?
Probably. Be like, why didn't you try that first?
Yeah, why didn't you try your pepper ball or whatever?
Well, because it's just like law enforcement are facing, why didn't you shoot him in the leg or something?
Yeah,
like
we all know that's dumb, but
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it is, and again, that's why the number one and two things should be, you just don't go to bars at 1 a.m. Nothing good happens. My great uncle always says, nothing good happens.
Nothing good happens after 1 a.m.
After 1 a.m. I think he might say 2 a.m. He might be generous enough to say 2 a.m. But nothing good happens after that time. So
should be sleeping.
Yeah, just go home and watch a movie.
Waking up and take your dog outside.
Go Netflix and chill. You're gonna have more fun.
That's true. True that.
Right?
Grab yourself a good whiskey and go Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
That's what we've concluded.
That sounds like an amazing
Should you
idea.
carry non-lethal?
No.
You should
be at home drinking whiskey.
All right. We may have been a downward spiral here. Well,
any more of this?
Remember, we really like you. Greg really likes you. And we'd like you to like us. No, like seriously. Just.
Unfortunately, we told you guys that we would, within the last week, if we got 25 followers, I was going to show you guys puppies and stuff. I can't remember.
Do we get to have puppies?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Editor Greg will know.
I'll know, and I'll put this in. Actually, I'll probably edit this part out, because if there's puppies at the beginning, then I already did this.
Yeah,
so,
and if there's not puppies at the beginning.
This is more of a reminder. Hey, Greg, check to see if we got 25 followers, and then put puppies at the beginning.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but next week we are going to do something a little different. We want to, again, we want to expand our debate topics, but we also expand to other things than debates.
That's right.
With our Whiskey Wednesdays.
Like, do things work well?
Or should I have put that in my mouth?
All of these are available for us to try out. Observation.
Let us know in the comments below what you think about this topic. Do you carry non-lethal? If you do, what do you carry? Or do you think that you shouldn't carry non-lethal? Are you on Dusty's side? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Also, let us know what you think about other debate topics. And let us know, like, what is something else that you think you want to see these beautiful faces do with whiskey on camera?
The one thing I think we shouldn't do.
That's like PG rated or better.
Oh,
please.
I wasn't gonna go there. I just don't think we should do gun reviews, because I don't think YouTube would love us drinking whiskey holding a bunch of guns in the air. So beyond that, we're good with reviewing other things, like
whiskey.
Other things. So yeah, if you could just help us out a bit.
It's already, this is like Whiskey Review Wednesday, so we have that regardless.
That's true. We've got my wonderful palate telling you what I think about it, and Greg's so-so palate telling you what he thinks about it.
Yeah.
So I don't see what could go wrong here.
Oh, this is gold.
Ace in the hole. That's what that is.
This is gold on YouTube. You're welcome, YouTube.
Let's
You ready to finish this up?
Should we clink some glasses before these guys
We'll see you guys next week.
Forever.
Thank you so much. Cheers.